And I think you kind of touched on it already too, is the types of content. I think one of the reasons why people might be hesitant to share more regularly is because, well, how much do I post and what type of content? So like on Facebook and Instagram, if I'm building my personal brand, I could share pictures of my food and my kids and my, whatever I'm doing throughout the day. And then they have like less curated type content for even like stories. It's not professional at all. And so when it comes to LinkedIn, I think people think, well, maybe all of my content needs to be super polished and professional. Like, what is that true? Should it be? And how much should they be posting per day and what types of content?
So I think for posting on LinkedIn, it needs to be a little bit of a combination. And I made up this funny word, blarticle, because there's a blog that is really more conversational in style, and then there's an article that you think of as more of a professional, polished article that's going into a magazine or some type of academic work. You want something between those two. You don't want it to be so conversational that it's not professional, but you don't want it to be so academic that people can't read it. People are skimmers on social media. So you want your content to be like you're talking one-on-one to your particular your audience, whether it's a prospect or somebody else, but you want it to be one-on-one like that. You don't want it to be too long or too short. Too short, you don't get SEO. So what's short? Under 350 words, 500 to 750 is a really good place to be. You don't want it to be too long because we don't have attention spans that are long on this type of format. If you're in a magazine article and we're flipping it out and reading magazine pages in your hand, that's different. But in this format, you don't want it to be too long. Break it up. How often should you post? Well, if you are not posting at all, if you're not doing any blogs or posting at all, my idea is that you start with one blog, or I should say one idea, one concept a month. And you take that concept and you put it in a blog or a video. Now, if you're a video person, start with a video and upload it to YouTube. YouTube gives you a free transcription, and then you just clean it up, take out the timestamps, and make it so it's readable. And so do one article or blog or a blarticle a month, and then do 1 or 2 videos a month, short videos. People don't want long videos unless it's educational. People rather have short videos. And then post a short form, which would be up to 1,300 characters, would be kind of a mid-length. Actually, a mid-length post twice a month, no more than that. It overwhelms people. And then post short posts every couple of days. But that's with your one idea, your one concept. The other thing to do is think of who the top resources are in your industry. So I love Harvard Business Review. So if I'm not writing an article, I'm curating content. And I'm looking at Harvard Business Review. I go into their website. I have a subscription. I type in sales. I look for relevant sales articles that I like right now, and I'll share their articles. I've shared entrepreneur articles. Share articles from publications and magazines that are relevant for your audience, and then also share other people's information. So I have friends who also teach LinkedIn. I share their stuff too. People say, well, why are you sharing your competitors' information? Because to the person who is seeing it on the other end, they're not seeing it as my competitors' information. They're seeing it as me providing a resource. Now, if I were Chevy, I would not be sharing Ford's information.
Right.
Not saying it like that, but as a consultant, it is fair for me to do that because I just couldn't take all the business in the world anyway. So share content. You don't have to create it all your own.
I love that too, because it kind of takes the pressure off of you being the only person. And I think one of the things that it does is it positions you as someone who's reading about these things and learning about these things continually. So you're not just just creating content yourself, but you're actually looking what other people are saying about the same stuff in your industry.
Right, exactly. And look nationally, look regionally, look locally. So I live in Sacramento. Sacramento Business Journal is one of the best publications in town, or the best for business information. So I'm constantly looking at their stuff and reposting their information. And then anytime I get good connections like you, Sean, you start posting more information, I start sharing your information too, because I already know that you're going to be a resource for me that's sharing content on branding, which is part of LinkedIn, what we're doing with LinkedIn. So that I look for content, I'll call it partners, I'm just making that up, but people who also are speaking and giving education in the same area that I am.